Every single time. Every single time. It's so good. Oh my word. Every time. It's just... At noon today, I was just being fine, and then she came up, and she had to say that. She didn't have to say anything. She just said it.
Hi, Miss Victoria.
Hi.
What you doing?
I am writing down what Miss Elizabeth said to me earlier.
Oh, you're writing it down?
Yes.
So
rude.
To keep track. Oh.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, because do you know what she said? Like,
No.
I was making these cookies, and then I brought them in, and then she was like, oh, they're not my favorite. Do you know how rude that is? I, worked so hard on those.
Oh.
Writing that down.
So
yeah.
you're...
And do you know what she said to me last week?
No.
She said...
You kept track of last week, too?
Oh, yeah. This goes way back. This is yeah. And I have other people in here, too. Like Sam, seriously. And, Chad. All these people.
Miss Victoria, do you know why we're here today?
Yeah, because we're teaching things.
Yeah, we're teaching about forgiveness.
Yeah.
Do you know what forgiveness is?
Kind of.
Well, we have a definition.
Okay.
So I'll do part of it,
okay.
and then you can repeat it with them.
Okay.
Okay, so the first part goes, forgiveness is...
Forgiveness is...
Clearing the record of those who have wronged me.
Clearing the record of those who have wronged me. That's kind of hard to do.
And not holding a grudge.
And not holding a grudge.
Yeah, let's try that all together, okay? Forgiveness is clearing the record of those who have wronged me and not holding a grudge. So, Miss Victoria, that means we aren't supposed to keep records and keep lists of how people have wronged us and hurt us. Instead, we choose to forgive them, and we don't hold on to that grudge and that hurt, which causes us to feel bad and causes us to respond badly to those people.
Oh, maybe I need to learn a little bit more about that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
So today we're going to specifically talk about why it's important to be quick to forgive those who hurt us. Sometimes people do things and it gives us a hurt, it gives us a bad feeling, and we choose to hold on to those. That's called holding on to a grudge. When you have a grudge, you're thinking about those negative things that they've done, and then you start to have a bad attitude towards that person, and it shows up in a very obvious way. So let's say that someone shows ungratefulness to you. Maybe you spend a lot of time, you give them a gift, or you do something for them, and they don't even say thank you. That could be hurtful. So instead of choosing to forgive them, you decide you're going to remember that thing, and you're going to keep track of that. And then you are holding on to a grudge. Maybe someone is rude to you. They say some words that are very unkind and very hurtful. And you keep thinking about that. You're holding on to those words, and you're thinking about those negative things they've said. And instead of choosing to forgive, you're holding on to another grudge. Now, the problem is, when you're holding on to a grudge, that starts to show in your life. So, it doesn't show up like blue chalk, but maybe it shows up like clenched fists or clenched teeth. You're angry at that person. Maybe it shows up through your own words, and someone's been rude to you, and so you respond with rude words as well. Maybe someone has hurt you by ignoring you, someone that you want to spend time with. You try to spend time with them, and they just ignore you and don't want to pay attention to you. That can create more hurt. And if you're choosing to think about that and dwell on that, that's going to show up as a bad attitude towards them. And maybe one day they come along, they want to spend some time with you, and you decide, because of that grudge, you don't want to spend time with them. And so then you're responding to them with that hurt and with a bad attitude instead. So it's important to be quick to forgive. Instead of holding on to these grudges, instead of holding on to this bitterness, be quick to forgive. Sometimes people make mistakes and they hurt us. Sometimes it's intentional, but sometimes it's not. And it's your choice whether you're going to forgive them or not, or whether you're going to let that bad experience rule your life and control your life and be with you through how you look, how you act. That's your choice, whether you're going to take that with you throughout the rest of your life, or whether you're going to choose to forgive that person, clear away that wrong, not hold on to that bitterness, so that you can be free, and then you can be free to respond to them in a positive way as well.
Man, it's really messy when you choose not to forgive.
It can be. So, Ms. Victoria,
Yeah.
while you go clean off those grudges and bitterness, I want you guys to think, is there any bitterness that you're holding on to? Is it showing in your life? Maybe you feel yourself getting angry. You might be holding on to a grudge. So while Miss Victoria goes and cleans that off, and while you think about that, we are going to switch over to some character rhyme time.
Welcome to
Character rhyme time.
We are so glad you're here. Every day we're put in situations with people and things that can cause us to be upset and be irritated. But when we show forgiveness, we can actually start a chain reaction that can help other people choose to forgive. So we're going to teach you a character rhyme to help show you the importance of forgiveness. So I'm going to show you the hand motions, and then you can repeat after Miss Clarissa. So it starts like this. I will not let hurt and bitterness destroy my life and friends.
You ready? I will not let hurt and bitterness destroy my life and friends. Should we try it once all together?
Let's try that together.
I will not let hurt and bitterness destroy my life and friends.
Very good.
So all through life, unfortunately, people hurt us sometimes. And if we choose to hold on to those hurts, we can develop bitterness. And bitterness hurts us just as much or more than it hurts other people. And we hold on to those hurts, it destroys our friendships and our relationships. So the better choice is forgiveness. Okay, let's learn the next part.
All right. So the next part goes, I will choose to show forgiveness and I will not seek revenge.
Let's try that. I will choose to show forgiveness and I will not seek revenge.
Wow,
Let's do it once
all
together.
Okay.
I will choose to show forgiveness and I will not seek revenge. So instead of holding on to those hurts, we're choosing forgiveness because forgiveness is a choice. Sometimes you don't feel like it, and sometimes it's very hard, but you can choose to forgive that person for what they've done and how they've hurt you, and instead, you aren't going to seek revenge. You aren't going to try to hurt them back. That's not forgiveness. Instead, it's saying, I know you did the wrong thing, but I'm choosing to forgive you for that.
Wow,
So,
that's really powerful. Shall we say the whole thing together?
let's start. So we're going to start with,
I will not let hurt and bitterness.
Okay. I will not let hurt and bitterness destroy my life and friends. I will choose to show forgiveness and I will not seek revenge.
Very good. Should we do that one more time?
We learned the whole first part.
We just learned a whole first verse. That's amazing.
Yeah, let's get it stuck in our heads really,
All
really
right.
well. So
Let's
one more
stick it
time.
in
You
here.
ready?
I will not let hurt and bitterness destroy my life and friends.
I will choose to show forgiveness and I will not seek revenge.
Very good.
Excellent. So we will be back next time to teach you the next part of the character rhyme.
Welcome back. We're going to learn a little bit more about being quick to forgive. But first, go ahead and pause this video and then get a big pillow or a couch cushion. Okay, so this is like our grudge that we're holding on to, something that we're choosing not to forgive. And at first, it might be easy to hold on to your big thing, but when you start trying to do everyday things with it, it gets a little bit hard. So let's think of something we could do. Let's do 5 jumping jacks. So hold on to your grudge and try to do 5 jumping jacks. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we can do that. Now let's try something else. That was a little bit harder. Let's try maybe patting your head and rubbing your stomach. Ready? Is that right? I think that's right. It's a little bit hard. Okay, imagine if you had to carry this to school with you all day, or if you had to hold on to it when you were trying to eat, or even when you were sleeping, you had to make sure you were gripping it tight. This is kind of like what life looks like when we hold on to a grudge. The first day, it might seem kind of easy, but the longer and longer we hold it, the harder and harder it gets. And that's why we need to choose to be quick to forgive.
We have been learning so much about why it's important to forgive others quickly. But just so we don't forget, let's go ahead and review our definition. So, forgiveness is clearing the record of those who have wronged me and not holding a grudge. Now, I think Miss Victoria has a very special story that she's going to share with us.
When I was a kid, I was trying to sharpen my pencil, right? Like you guys have probably already sharpened pencils before. So I had my pencil and I was sticking it in the pencil sharpener, and things were going fine until my pencil somehow got out of the pencil sharpener and went into my hand. And it was super painful. I was like, oh my goodness. And so I went and I cleaned it out a little bit, but I didn't really look. There was actually a deeper problem. But I just put a Band-Aid on it and I kind of left it. Sometimes that's what we do when we choose not to forgive. Something bad happens, and instead of going back and making it right, we choose to kind of like cover it up and let it heal that way. But we need to be quick to forgive, quick to go back and to make things right. Because I didn't go and I didn't thoroughly clean out the pencil point, I actually can still look and see that there's something still in my hand today because I didn't choose to go and to clean it out well right away. So that's an example of why when something happens, we need to go back and fix it right away, because today it would be super painful if I went and I tried to dig out the pencil point in my hand. In the same way, when we choose to wait a long time to forgive someone, it takes a lot more work and it's a lot more painful the longer and the longer we wait. Remember in the story how we learned that it's best when we forgive right away? It's not healthy if we're keeping a list of things. Maybe you're not keeping a list in a book, but maybe you have a list in your head of people that you've chosen not to forgive. Go ahead and think about that list and see if there's somebody on there that you need to forgive.
Maybe there's someone who has taken something of yours and broken it, and you're having a hard time forgiving them. Maybe someone said some mean words, used harsh or rude words with you, and you're having a very hard time forgiving them. If you're having a hard time forgiving someone, I want you to think of a time that you were forgiven. Remember how that made you feel? Remember that relief? And also, when that person chose to forgive you, then you were able to have a good relationship with them again. So I want you to think about that. Think about if there's a person on your list that you have not yet forgiven. And today, can you choose to forgive that person, even though it might not be easy? Maybe you don't even feel like forgiving them. But remember, forgiveness is a choice, and it's so much better when you choose to forgive quickly instead of holding on to those grudges and that bitterness. Well, Miss Victoria, we have learned so much about forgiveness, but there's more to learn. So we will see you guys next time and learn more about forgiveness then.